Lake Champlain stretches for 12 miles at its widest point between New York and Vermont. But for years, the communities on either side have sought a permanent way to link where the lake narrows.
Well, amazingly, the first bridge across Lake Champlain was built in 1777, part of the efforts of the American Revolution. And it won't be until 1929 when the next bridge comes along, and that is, of course, the Champlain Bridge from Crown Point to Chimney Point. Then Governors Roosevelt of New York State and Governor Weeks of Vermont both turned out to join hands at the top of the bridge where the state line divides it in half. And the community just poured out, both on the lake in boats, as well as all these communities around the lake built floats, large elaborate floats to have a parade across the top of the Champlain Bridge. It was really a monumental event, and people were ecstatic about their ability to be able to cross the lake so quickly, so easily.
It was $1 a car to cross it, which was a huge amount of money. And there was a sliding scale upwards for trucks and downwards for pedestrians. You could cross it for 35 cents on foot. And there was a 50-cent charge to cross it with a horse and buggy.
So the economic impact of this was absolutely immense because it meant cheaper ways to move stuff from point A to point B.
The Lake Champlain Commission owned and maintained the Lake Champlain Bridge as well as the Rouse's Point Bridge until 1987.
The plan was that they would get enough revenue and they'd be able to build a new bridge when this one was worn out. In 1987, the Department of Transportation and the State of Vermont inherited both bridges when the commission came to the point where their cost of collecting the tolls exceeded the revenue. So in '87, the commission was dissolved, both states entered into an agreement, a bi-state agreement, to take care of these two bridges. Rouse's Point was Vermont's to maintain and take care of, and Lake Champlain was ours, New York State's. So we began right away in '87 looking at the bridge and figuring out what its future was and what was to do.
The last major repair work done on the bridge was in 1991. In 2005, the condition rating of the bridge dropped to a level that deemed the structure insufficient. In 2006, Robert Dennison said the New York State Department of Transportation began conversations with Vermont to decide whether they should rehabilitate the bridge or replace it altogether.
For the last 5 or 6 years, concern has been raised. You know, what are you doing about the bridge? It's looking worse every day. And it always just seemed like Band-Aids were going on it. Vermonters had a saying that whenever you went across the bridge, you unbuckled your seatbelt, you rolled down your window, and you said a prayer as you went across. So that way, if it did go down, you could get out your window very quickly.
Although the New York State Department of Transportation said they did everything they could over the years to maintain the bridge, it was structurally doomed from the beginning. The engineers who built the bridge in 1929 never placed steel reinforcing rods in the piers, and the cement itself was never protected from ice abrasion. On October 16th, as contractors were repairing steelwork on the bridge, one worker noticed a significant crack in the pier. In the middle of that day, New York State Department of Transportation closed the bridge to traffic. The emergency closure left thousands of workers stranded on either side.
We discovered there was significant damage to the piers in 2009 after we had done the biannual inspection of the bridge and had started steel repairs. During that project, we became aware of the deterioration of the piers that ultimately led to the bridge's demolition.
Oh, they're blowing up the Champlain Bridge. Get the camera in the car and round up all the kids. Call the neighbors.
The 80-year-old span's life ended at 10 a.m. on December 28th when 800 pounds of explosives blew it into the history books. Construction of a new Lake Champlain Bridge could begin by the end of the month. This time, the steel will be coated from corrosion.
They're all rotten, simple maintenance was forgotten, enacted from shore to shore. Oh, they're blowing up the Champlain Bridge. Get the camera in the car and round